Hey there, welcome to the Gyro Step, presented by your friends at Prize Picks. We're recapping the NBA All-Star Weekend. It's myself, Ty Windisch, my co-host Rohan Katti. In All-Star Weekend fashion, we're going to throw to 30 minutes of commercials. We're going to bring on Kevin Hart to make fun of us and add nothing to the conversation. We're going to bash ourselves, I guess. What would the equivalent
We're gonna have like Adam on a pregame show talking about how bad our podcast
This is terrible. This was a terrible idea. They should have never done this. Rough All-Star Weekend.
That's saying the least, I think.
Yeah. Maybe the worst one that I can remember.
It's the worst one in recent memory.
Yeah.
Has to be, right? And I get it. A lot of the discourse, and Kevin Durant, we're just getting right into it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, even KD's on Twitter, like, oh, people just love to hate things. And I get that. Like, we're going to talk about how much we hate this. And again, like, that's part of it. People just hate things. However, like, it's justified, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're not just hating to hate. Ty,
No.
you and I love basketball. We
Yes.
love the NBA. We love the NBA product. We want it to be good.
Yes.
We are not just sitting here to hate. Any listeners of this podcast know that we try to be positive. We try to do anything that we can to really make sure that we stay upbeat and not trying to just be doomers and just hate everything. It took us 20
minutes to talk ourselves into the Chris Middleton for Kyle Kuzma trade. What more needs to be said?
Exactly.
We find a way.
Yeah, we're always going to find the happy, the good side, the bright side of things, the silver lining. So it's not just us participating in the collective doomerism that I think is also occurring. I'm not going to say that that's not happening. That is happening. That's been happening. It's just been a thing that just permeates every sector of culture nowadays. It's just how it is. But that is not what we are trying to do. I want to stress that before we even get into anything. That all being said, that was terrible.
It was awful. Here's the thing, and let's clarify this, because there was a lot of ire before the weekend even started. And I'll say, Friday and Saturday are whatever. I think most of our criticism here is going to be about Sunday, right? Unless you disagree, we'll recap how the Bucks did on Saturday. No Bucks took place on Friday, which was the Rising Stars games and the celebrity game, which was brutal. But I'm not going to sit here and criticize this. Like, who cares, right? Like, they're never good. I've never tuned into one and been like, wow, this is awesome. So I don't really care about that game. The Rising Stars games incorporated a G League team, which I think was fun. They did the same format as the All-Star game, where there was 4 teams who took place.
Which they did last year too, right?
I think they did, yeah. Yes, they did. Yeah. Because I thought the G League team was going to roll, but I don't think they won.
They won the first game this year. And then they lost in the finals this year.
To Stephon Castle's team.
Yes.
Which also had Amen Thompson.
Yeah. Pretty
good team. Very. But Amen Thompson didn't start, which I think was just a clear fumble by Candace Parker was coaching that team. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. Friday, honestly, I didn't even watch the Rising Stars games. There were no Bucks. I enjoyed my Friday. I caught a little bit of the celebrity game. My wife wanted to see Noah Khan. He did not. Did he ever play? I don't know. We tuned in for like the second half. Didn't see him. Get caught up his highlights on TikTok. He came into the game and jogged back and forth, and the game was over. Oh, well,
someone was throwing down windmills, wasn't he?
Yeah, there was a long jumper.
Oh, that's not fair.
Well, dude, there's Baron Davis was in the game. I was like, how is Baron? Yes.
Why?
he clearly nerfed himself. He pretty much just took the Ruffles 4-point shots. So it's not like he was really going hard. But I do think it's odd. Even when they put in the WNBA players, they don't go all out, obviously. But it is kind of this just doesn't seem fair. But Baron Davis, I was like, that was literally an NBA player. What are we doing here?
It's crazy.
They had T.O. in there, and he is the most football player playing basketball you've ever seen.
Even more than Myles Garrett?
No, not more than Myles Garrett. This year he was the most. That's a great counter. Myles Garrett and who's the pass rusher on the Cowboys?
Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons also was. He's a little better, but both of them. But that was how T.O. He's just these galloping, sweeping elbows, missing 4 putbacks in a row. He was looking like Angel Reese out there. But anyway, that was whatever. Saturday, we'll recap the events, but it wasn't out of the ordinary. Chris Paul tried to cheat the skills challenge and got kicked out, which is hilarious. But then we all know the dunk contest and the 3-point. But the Sunday night is what got the most ire because it was the worst. And I wanted to clarify, and I got sidetracked. I don't think we're mad at the format, the 4-team thing. No. We can discuss the format, and I do think there's some valid criticisms of it, but that was not in itself the issue.
I thought it was fairly good basketball at points.
I think the biggest legitimate concern I saw about it was like, some teams, some All-Stars barely got to play because their team lost. I would counter, though, and say that happens even when it's 2 teams. When it's 2 teams of 14 guys or 12 guys each, they don't all really play. No. And so I think this way, at least in the games you got, I think they should make the games longer, but at least in the games you got to see pretty much everyone on all the teams that played. I mean, LeBron opted out, Ant didn't play with an injury, but they were all got in the game for at least a couple minutes, which felt significant given how quick the games were. But that's fair, whatever. We can talk about, I don't really care that much to debate the All-Star formats. The problem was all of the other BS.
It was the program
inserted. Yeah, just the actual broadcast presentation of it was horrible.
Yeah, someone had a breakdown of the time and all that. It was 33 minutes of actual basketball in a 3-hour broadcast.
And it felt like it. It really felt like it.
It was just something where it's like, does anyone watch it? Like, who are they catering this for? That's my question. Watching this entire thing, I'm like, what's the intended audience here? Who are they trying to please? Because it's clearly not people who enjoy watching basketball, right? Because there wasn't any basketball.
That's what I don't understand. Do they really think they're capturing non-basketball fans who are going to get converted by this?
No, Ty, listen, Mr. Beast was there.
Do
you know how many YouTube subscribers he has? So if Mr. Beast is there, he's going to draw people in.
And then they're going to turn it right back off when they see unedited Mr. Beast, who is not quite the presenter he appears to be on his YouTube channel. Shout out to Dame, good guy Dame, who, if you missed this, basically Dame had to make 3 half quarters before a random kid made 1. And if the kid made it, he got, what was it, 100K?
100K.
And Dame makes 2 and then just keeps missing them over and over. And I think on purpose, whatever. I did see the NBA.
Tried to nudge Mr. Beast out of the way because he kept just harassing this kid to not psych him out. He's like, bro, let this kid shoot.
It was very odd. And then Mr. Beast was like, get in the money. It's like a ransom demand. It's like, get in the cash.
Jimmy's just like, you better get in this tub.
You know what the weirdest Mr. Beast stat is?
What?
He played high school and college, and he still can rake. I've seen him hit, and he's actually you wouldn't guess this by looking at him. Yeah, he can really hit.
Wow.
Yeah, he hit a dinger.
Okay. I wouldn't have guessed that.
No, you wouldn't guess that looking at him. But he is that's your random Mr. Beast fact of the day. Not going to talk about him anymore. That wasn't even the worst part. That was not a bottom 5 part of that game.
No, it wasn't. But here's the thing. Why are we talking about Mr. Beast?
That's Adam Silver's NBA. That's Adam Silver's NBA.
There was more Mr. Beast content than half the game.
Yeah. Seriously, it took a long time. And he joked we got to make it in 10 seconds. The NBA is going to force us to commercial. You don't just have 2 hours to do this in the middle. The problem was they do this between 2 of the 3 games. And they just kept finding, to make it even worse. So they had that. There were long breaks. They obviously were going to start super late because that's the NBA. So it's supposed to start at 7 Central. It's 7:35. And then they throw it to the court. It's finally it's going to be the game. No. It's Ernie, Kevin Hart, Ernie Johnson of TNT, Kevin Hart, and the 2, the TNT personalities picked out the team. So it was Kenny, Chuck, Shaq, and Candace Parker. And it's these really weird, seemingly unscripted, but they all knew everyone had to talk a little bit moments. And Kevin Hart was just completely unhinged. I mean, all they did was make fun of people, and not even in a funny way.
Do you remember when Kevin Hart did the All-Star intros? What year was it? It was.
I'm not going to remember the year, pal.
It was because it was about someone specifically.
I only remember the only All-Star intro I remember.
2018. 2018.
Common.
2018. He did the All-Star intros in 2018, and I remember it because it was the one year that Goran Dragic was an All-Star. And he just also Google Goran Dragic is his current team, Milwaukee Bucks. Imagine.
Oh wow.
Imagine.
Forever.
Ryan Rollins move aside. It's Goran Dragic time again.
Could happen.
That's the worst part. I shouldn't even say
it. Could happen with Doc in charge, and he's got the Baynoke tie. No, he officially retired over the summer.
Yeah, but I remember it because Kevin Hart did the intros, and he was like, "Bro, he's like the dragon smelly breath. It's Goran Dragic or something like that." And this is the only time he's ever going to be an All-Star, and like that's how he's being introduced.
Well, didn't like the mic cut on Giannis's name this year? They were trying to do serious, but just either the guy didn't know it or it cut. That was bad. But anyway, but this year, Hart is just like every time they interviewed one of the athletes, he's just like the NBA player is just like, that was the stupidest thing you could have said. Like, why? Like, what is the like again? Like, who are you? Who is this appealing to?
I don't know.
Who is tuning in? Like, I think the players are stupid. Like, do you want to capture that kind of fan? Is that what you're looking for, Adam?
That's the question I keep coming back to is who is this intended for? Do you think they're trying to do like too many, like they're trying to capture too many people?
Yeah, clearly they are.
And they're capturing no one.
And here's what's annoying to me about it. And I think why the NBA players just like are right to not take this seriously is how on one hand you like having these meetings like, please guys, take it seriously. We're changing the format to make it more competitive. And then on the other hand, they're like, okay, Kevin Hart's going to be on the broadcast during the games and call Shaq a porn director and everything else. Like,
did he actually? I missed that.
Yes, he did. He said he's dressed like that right before the OGs played somebody.
Wow,
it's insane, dude. Like, I just don't. I don't understand what the purpose is either, and I just think it's like two-faced. Like, if you want them to take the game seriously, make it a serious. It doesn't have to be.
You need to take it seriously.
Yeah, like, exactly. Like, how can the players take it seriously? If you're like, let's get Kevin Hart out there, let's do a Mr. Beast segment. They did a halftime ceremony of the final. Like, so it's like this whole hype thing. 4 teams battling for it. It's the OGs versus the international stars. And they take a long break to put the NBA and TNT guys in fishing gear and like say goodbye to them. Like, how, like, why?
Well, after one team got to 11. It wasn't even a half.
Well, yeah, because they were doing, like, breaks at 11 and then, like, 30, but they didn't do a 31 for that game, I don't think. Probably because that ceremony took, like, 20 minutes.
It's wild. Like, what's the point? We all know they're going to be back. Like, it's not like it's some hidden secret.
I just, like, why, like, you can, even if you want to do the exact same ceremony, do that between the games. And not all this other stuff. They did a concert.
It was 9 minutes in a game because someone did a minutes breakdown.
Yeah. Oh, that's I don't know why the games were so short. Like
I think even Trey. I think it was Trey had a comments after about like, yeah, it's layup lines and open threes. Do you think these guys aren't going to get to 40 in 5 minutes?
That's like, why would you not like round down a little bit from the typical All-Star game score?
Which is like 200.
Yeah. Like, do like 150. All right, for 75 twice. And take a break at 35 or something. Like, it just makes no sense to do 40 when you know that's like, you know, they're scoring like 2-ish
like
points per possession.
15 shots.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the players are just really good now. So the breaks even felt forced, too, because they were taking 2 breaks in the first rounds of games, I think. So it's like, okay, 10 points, let's take a break. That's like 5 possessions.
Yeah.
Like,
none of this was paced well at all. The programming was terrible. Even when we get to... I even have gripes with Saturday night. Like, the way that they did the dunk contest. It's like they did a player introduction, then they did one dunk. Then they went to the next player introduction and did a dunk. Like, I was forgetting what dunks happened.
Also, like, the player comps during the dunk contest were incredible.
That was a highlight of the weekend for me.
That was maybe it. So, Stephon Castle is Jason Kidd with more hops. So, okay, first off, surefire Hall of Famer. Like, stamp it in stone. Vince Carter was doing this.
Yeah.
Matas Buzelis was Tony Kukoc, which just like, come on, Vince. Come on, think outside the box a little bit. You couldn't even use a non-Euro white guy. It had to be really. Or was Kukoc / what was it? Kukoc / like Petrovic?
It might have been.
It was another Euro. He threw 2 of them in there. He's like, I feel bad about doing a Euro, so I'll give you 2
What did he do for
Euros.
Mac?
Didn't get one.
Oh, he didn't?
No,
Okay.
didn't
And
get
then
one.
Ajax was Iguodala.
Which, I mean, like, very generous comp. And like,
If Ajax turns into Iguodala, I'll take that.
I guess not totally off, but obviously very, very generous. I wish Mac would have gotten, like, I don't know, like, bouncy Kirk Heinrich or something.
Kirk Heinrich.
Kirk Heinrich is a dunk contest, the captain of the dunk contest.
There you go. But it's like, whoever designed this entire programming did not understand what pacing was.
No. Or just
or
like,
how to captivate an audience. Because
Yeah,
I wanted to turn this off so many times.
yeah, because it was just like, again, not even just because the basketball overall was fine. The dunk contest was not good. They only got 2 good dunkers. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, Ajax, you bum. What are you doing?
The fact that here's how I knew it wasn't going to go well for him from within 1 minute of his, like, within 20 seconds of his time. What do they get, like 2 minutes or something?
They get 1.5 minutes, I think.
He goes for a dunk, can't do it, and then immediately goes for a different dunk. And I'm just like, that's not good, dude. You need to, like, he's just trying like, do you even have a plan? Like, you're just going to try random dunks? Like, I don't know. He didn't use any props, which is just, you got to use some props. Like,
the crowd gets into it, you feed into it.
Giannis was there and just sitting there in his Bucks gear. Like, you couldn't have Giannis hold the ball.
Sick jacket.
It's the championship jacket. So it's like custom Lettermans they all got. Oh, by the way, just nice to see after, like, I don't know. I never really buy into this, but like, oh, is Giannis sitting out because he's pissed about the trade, or is Giannis mad, or he's wearing his Bucks gear, he's showing up at All-Star.
His kids are in Bucks gear.
I think he's okay. His kids are asking him, oh, how come you're not in green? He's like, oh, you're not used to being red, huh? Is Giannis, honestly, for a guy who didn't play or do anything outside of just show up, was kind of stole the show in a lot of ways. Facing
really
the NBA.
Because you can tell that he cares.
Yeah, unlike LeBron.
Yeah. Put the uniform on, LeBron. What are you doing?
Shows up. Well, tell him you're not going to play earlier. Put the uniform
Does he
on.
hate Norm Powell?
Apparently.
Norm Powell was there. He was in the 3-point contest.
I know. It would have
been easy for him to just show up to the All-Star
One day earlier, they might have been able to get Norm Powell in the game.
Which would have been career highlight.
And we should say Ant did the same thing, except like literally didn't say it until like the game had started.
But he said one report was a groin injury, one report was a cold, so who knows?
That's telling me it's neither.
Yeah. I think cold might be more likely, and it might not be a cold.
Some sort of flu.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't even care. Like, Harden plays through it every year. Man up.
It's the fun. I saw a tweet. It was like the NBA All-Star tradition that is just the best is just James Harden showing up hungover every year and not taking any shots.
Honestly, it is fun to watch. He's just out there doing cool moves and just flipping the ball somewhere else.
Steph Curry tried to throw him a hit-ahead pass, and he's like, I'm not running for that.
Nope.
Who do you think
you might have thought I was Jaylen Brown or Kyrie or something. This is not for me. I will say Kyrie, to me, looked incredible during the games.
Yeah.
He moved really well. He was getting to the basket. I mean, good for Kyrie, who's had some back issues, I think, and they're going to need him to play really well in Dallas. But anyway, Ajax, the dunk contest, just not it. I mean, he just went for dunks. He barely...
What was his first dunk? It was just like...
He had to settle for a pretty basic one because he tried a bunch of more complicated ones and couldn't get any of them. So he just had to go make one.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, Buzelis didn't even make one, I think.
On the first one, yeah, he didn't even make one. So he didn't come last.
Another, yeah, did he? So I think he came third overall because they each got 2 dunks, yeah. The scoring of the dunk contest is insane.
It's completely inflated.
So 50 is the highest. But the bottom is 40.
Apparently, that's what we learned
because
this year.
Buzelis got a flat 40
for not making a dunk.
For literally 0 for 100 on his dunks in the first round. And it's just like, what's the point? Like, is this 1 through 10 just not a big enough number for you?
Like, give him a 10.
I mean, it should be the point.
0. You have a big range.
If you don't make a dunk, it's a 0.
It should be.
Like, the fact that you can get a 40. I could have gotten a 40 is what we
That's learned. What I literally said that. I could get a 40 in the dunk contest.
And I cannot dunk. But apparently
No,
that doesn't. I would just sit there and shoot some jumpers.
It doesn't matter.
And I would have tied Modest in the first round.
I would have just jumped up, try to throw the ball,
Yeah.
I'll even put some cool props, blindfold me or something. Make me like Cedric Sabalas.
Yeah. But bring out Giannis just to hang out with him?
Yeah. They say like, Giannis, come out here.
They don't start your time until you get everything set up so you can do something real elaborate. Like they just sit there and wait for Mac McClung to get a freaking car on the court.
Yeah.
It took a while.
I would get a car. I'd get like 2 rims. I'd bring Giannis in there. I'd
bring
have
out some
stand on the
podcasting
car.
equipment.
Yeah, and then I'd just like, okay, cool, start the time. And then I'd just sit there. They're like, hey, Giannis, how's it going? You staying in Milwaukee, bud?
I'd get a trampoline out and say, like, put it right next to the hoop.
Is that allowed? Why not?
I mean, I don't think they define any rules.
One time, Nate Robinson just jumped off someone's back. Like he stepped.
Like maybe maybe one of us could have beaten Buzelis.
Yeah, get the rim rockers in there.
If you had one of those trampolines and you just did like a 2-hand flush off a trampoline, someone's going to give you a 41, right?
I made a dunk, which is better than Buzelis did.
It's like, I think someone would feel bad for you and say, this is better than a 40. You can have a 1 instead of a 0.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ajax's second round was better, but still
just did
a lot of missed dunks, right?
Yeah, he missed all his dunks and had to settle for a windmill.
Yeah.
Which is progress for him. The last time he tried to do that, he missed. So,
I mean, I was excited that he got the opportunity. I was a little worried about it because, as we talked about before in our preview, a lot of his in-game dunks are putbacks, and you do just worry about the lack of. I thought same for Buzelis, although I think he probably has more on drives. But like if you're not used to just dunking that way, I don't know if you're going to be able to put on a show.
He should have had someone throwing him lobs.
Well, they tried that too, and like the guy throwing off the side of the backboard wasn't very good.
Also, who is that?
I don't know. That was
because they were throwing it for
everyone's dunk coach,
except for Mac. Mac had his own guy.
Mac was smart to do that because the dunk coach was bad. he was not doing well.
Do we need coaching changes at the NBA?
I think we do. It's crazy. We got to get somebody else in there.
What is this? Is supposed to be like the opportunity? I'm just thinking about everything we're talking about right now. This is supposed to be the weekend where the NBA showcases itself to the world. And this is what we got.
Yeah.
We're talking about they need to fire their dunk coach.
The dunk contest was bad. It was probably the worst 3-point contest in quite a while. Most of the field
Dame didn't even make the second round.
Yeah, Dame I think had 18 and needed 19 to force a tie.
He's retiring from the 3-point contest, he said.
When I first saw that video, I was like, he didn't specify what he meant. Is he done after this year or what? Like,
we're so screwed.
Only Dame. I mean, if there was any player who this would be in this situation, who's like, I said I'm done, I never specified which, and at the end of the year, he's like, remember I told you I was done? See ya? Like, it would be Dame because he's so serious and understated.
That's fair. I mean, Drew did that, and now he signed an extension.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I think he did mean the 3-point contest, but I just saw the video the Bucks put out, and I was like, he just said, I'm retiring after this. This is my last one, and I was like, hopefully. I think that was his 4th 3-point contest. But Tyler Hero won. Buddy Hield almost came back to beat him in the final rack, but couldn't do it. Unfortunately, I would have rather had Buddy win. I guess hometown warrior for this event.
Yeah.
But whatever. I don't really care that much.
No,
Tyler was the 5th Miami Heat to win this.
Really? Who? Ray Allen?
You would not guess any of them.
Is Ray Allen one of them?
No.
What?
Sorry, he's the 4th.
Oh.
No, he's the 5th. This is wrong, I believe, because I think Jason Capono did it. Glenn Rice did it. Jason Capono. Daquan Cook in 09. I know.
They put Daquan in the 3-point contest.
We got to see what Daquan's 3-point percentage was in 2009. And then James Jones, champ.
James Jones?
This did not used to be a premier event.
In 08-09?
For Daquan Cook? Yeah.
He shot 38.7% from 3 on 5.3 attempts per game. That's good for 08-09.
That's a lot for back then.
Okay, Daquan, I underestimated you.
Season before that, shot 33%. Season after, shot 31%.
That shot 42% the year after the 31.
Then 35, then 28% in his final year. Crazy career for 3-point shooting.
But yeah, the 3-point contest is now supposed to be the most premier of the Saturday night contest. And I guess it technically was.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
The skills challenge was marred by controversy.
Yeah, which apparently it was Wemby.
I think Wemby's trying to be a good teammate.
For those who missed it, like there's a place in like this obstacle course where you need to make like a 3-pointer from the top of the key. You need to make a free throw, and then you need to make a corner three, and you get 3 attempts per shot. And what the Spurs were doing was just throwing the balls off the rack and not even shooting the ball, just to try to save time. Did they think that the NBA would appreciate that? Did they actually?
And even in the rules, it says you have to make a valid attempt at the shot. Like it said that in the rules that were distributed. I'm sure Chris Paul did actually read the rules, so maybe it was Wemby's idea. Regardless, I actually think there's a lot of potential for the skills challenge to be good. I think they should do it so every made shot like takes off 2 seconds of your time or something.
Yeah. The thing is, it has been good. Remember when they did guards versus bigs?
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Well, that's the real shame of it was watching Wemby really try on all the skills challenge stuff would have been really fun. They have to ask the passing too. You have to like do bounce passes, and they just like flung them into the ground and kept going.
Yeah.
Or no, I think you had to do the pass. I don't remember. But they flubbed it. Who won? Was it the?
It was the Cavs.
The Cavs won. Mobley and Mitchell.
Yes.
I think, yeah. And then Garland was in the 3-point contest and the All-Star game. And then Jared Allen was on a beach.
Good for Jared Allen.
Yeah, I mean, that's also a good thing to do.
Yeah. He's been an All-Star before. It's okay.
Yeah.
But the skills challenge has been good in the past. I keep coming back to 2016 All-Star weekend and thinking where we lost everything. Like, it was the guards versus bigs for the skills challenge, and the bigs really took it seriously. They won. It was Kat, DeMarcus Cousins, Draymond Green, and someone else.
Yeah.
Versus the guards, and it was really cool to see the bigs win. The dunk contest is one of the best dunk contests ever.
That's just luck at this point.
That's luck. Yeah. The 3-point contest was good. It was standard. You can't really have like a good or bad 3-point contest.
Well, I will say
it was Steph versus Clay.
You really felt the absence of Steph and Clay. And I was thinking watching this year's, was this the first time in like a decade we hadn't have either of them do any shooting stuff during this day?
I think so.
Because I don't think Steph did the contest, but did the thing versus Sabrina last year.
He did.
Which I think now they're going to save something with Caitlin and Sabrina and others for the WNBA All-Star Weekend, which would be fun. But, and the WNBA players, they get, I mean, did you see any of the Unrivaled one-on-one tournament?
So good.
They had a lot of money versus their contracts at stake. They were hooping in that thing, dude. That was fun. That's why people are like, oh, make it a $1 million prize for the, I'm like, maybe, I don't know.
That apparently, according to Front Office Sports, they are considering that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be fun to watch. I think the problem is like just all the insufferable quote unquote fans are just going to be miserable about everyone who loses it. But I would enjoy watching it, and I would just ignore them. So that's fine.
Yeah.
Ja says he'll do the dunk contest because of Max, so that would be fun.
Yeah, and he's trying to get Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon to do that. And I love that. I think it was Bucks Breakdown who like replied to the tweet. It's like you tagged 2 people with 0 cartilage left in their game.
I mean, I might have missed the moment there. Giannis said he would do it, but then he said he was hacked by his kids. I'm good if Giannis doesn't do it again.
Me too.
My dunk contest.
Bro, you're hurt. Like, focus on your recovery, man. You're 30.
Seriously. But Giannis did. I think if they should do the dunk contest, they should do like bigs versus guards again, but just totally separate contests.
Yeah, have Jericho Sims do it again.
Yeah, I mean, outside of like Dwight, pretty much only Dwight, the bigs have it's just not as fun.
JaVale was good.
JaVale was good, but most of the time.
Yes. It's just been
Giannis was bad.
It's mostly just been Dwight.
Yeah, Dwight was incredible.
We were watching some old dunk contests after because we were like, we need something with actual aura.
Yeah. Or I thought this too. What if there was like a style dunk contest, and what if they rigged up a rim, like, you know, those machines where you punch to see the force?
Ooh.
Like, see who can dunk the hardest. I mean, I don't know, maybe there's an injury risk there. That probably is, but that could be like, just imagining like some of the like Russ going out there and just trying to tear the rim off.
Yeah. That'd be fun. Or put like
Yeah.
the old style rim. It'd probably be dangerous. I was like, put the old style rim in there.
breakable.
See who can break it.
She gets Shaq out there to do one last break.
There's no shot. Shaq is also horrible. I hate Shaq.
Yeah. I'm ready for the new broadcast partners to start imminently.
Me too. Like I was the one thing that kept me going. This is gonna sound wild. Was the Red Lobster commercials with Blake Griffin?
Yeah,
and I was
really
like,
good commercials.
this is okay. We're gonna be saved soon.
He's legitimately funny. Yeah, I'm excited for him. He can be a unicorn in NBA media.
He really can. It's gonna be him and Dirk, I think, on Amazon.
Dirk, I think, can be good. I think Blake might. We'll see. A lot of pressure. I think he could carry.
He definitely could.
I think I said the same thing last year, actually. Like, the best weekend of the year for Reggie Miller.
Yes.
Who was just, like, trying his hardest. Like, all right, Shaq, you just said Bol 18 times. Look at what Stephon Castle just did. Like, he's just trying to, like, okay, let's talk about... The one thing about Reggie, as annoying as people may find him, he does love ball. And he talks about the games, and he cares. Like, he gets things wrong. He might have the worst announcer's jinx ever. Like, he's like, look at this form. Dame is a machine right now. He misses 4 straight. Like, every time, everything he says ends up wrong. It's like he's legitimately been cursed. And I actually, like, was kind of like, I feel like we could hear even more shooting insights from this guy, given who he is during the contest. He had some. Whatever. It's hard to do. But at least he cares, and he, like, wants to talk about the basketball, which really, like, made him seem like the best person on those broadcasts.
Yeah. They did, like we talked about, they did that 9-minute farewell. I'm like, good riddance.
Yeah. I've had enough of these guys.
It's over. Good.
Yeah. It's been rough. And I love Brian Anderson. Felt like he was, like, overtasked trying to manage all of the people they were putting on the broadcast.
Yeah, he was way out. He didn't stand a chance.
I'm trying to think of anyone who
Brian
could.
Anderson. Friend of the time, out of Brian Anderson.
I buy the transitive property also in this pod. I don't know who could. Like, maybe Harlan could have done it. Maybe Breen. But it's tough, man. That's a tough gig. That's a lot of loud personalities.
Yeah. And it's just they're talking about stupid.
Anything. I mean, yeah, just...
They spent like 5 minutes talking about
trash.
has the global stars taken over the U.S. stars? Yeah. And it's like, obviously.
Yeah.
And then Candace is trying to prove her point, saying, okay, who are the top 5 players in the NBA? Shaq's like, Steph, KD.
Shaq, when he gets defensive, just sounds like such a literally huge child.
Because he is a huge child.
Yeah, he is.
It's crazy. This, again, I'm coming back to the point. This is the weekend that the NBA is supposed to showcase themselves to the world.
Yeah.
And this is what we're doing.
We're excited for new media rights partners, and we're excited for new listeners of the Gyro Step playing Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with tens of millions, bordering on hundreds of millions of active members. Prize Picks is the place to get your daily fantasy sports action with real money in Wisconsin and over 30 other states. Key, though, Wisconsin. This past week, back when we had real basketball before All-Star started, went kind of crazy. I mentioned on an earlier pod, Prize Picks has been giving out some free plays, and I had a free NBA play, and I went in on a 6-way all Goblins. Just thought, you know what? The Goblins are built to win. I can just throw a play in here. Let's see if I can get one. Domantas Sabonis should have been an All-Star, by the way. Super unfortunate that he wasn't. Has just been better than Şengün this year, regardless. More than 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He had 55, not even close. Lugens Dort, more than 9.5 points, rebounds, assists. Had 17. Absolutely crushed it. Mad Max Christie has been having a run of strong games for Dallas. His was more than 19.5 PRA. He had 29. DeMar DeRozan, more than 24.5. DeMar DeRozan, I mean, walks out of bed and gets 20 and 8, it feels like. He had 29 PRA. James Harden, 34.5 against Utah. He had 49. And then this was the clincher to seal it. This was a power play. I needed all 6. John Collins, more than 24.5 PRA against the Clippers. Had 25. I wasn't even watching. I forgot I placed this. I looked back. I was like, oh my God, I won. So that was my last big win. And you know what? I feel like I used to eschew the Goblin. I said, that's baby mode. A win is a win, baby.
A win is a win. Like, I'm putting Goblins in mine.
We're gobbling up all the Goblins over here on Prize Picks on the Gyro Step. So join us. Download the Prize Picks app today. You can go to prizepicks.com/Eurostep or the link in our description wherever you're watching or listening to this episode. Get the app. Use promo code Eurostep. You get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Whether that lineup wins or loses, you can put goblins, you can put demons, you can put whatever. You get $50 on us to make some more plays. So get in on the action with Prize Picks. Run your game at prizepicks.com/Eurostep. And then, do you have any other complaints before we talk about Dame's performance in the All-Star game?
Well, I mean, we can talk. We can talk about potential solutions. How about that?
Yeah.
Let's be positive. I know our boy Giannis has some ideas.
Oh yeah, he wants to do the U.S. versus international.
U.S. versus international, and he said 2027 All-Star game should be in Rio or a city in China.
That's a little bit too much travel, I think.
Yes.
I think it would have to be Europe or nothing, which would probably be okay.
Yeah, he also said rotate it, like London, Paris, something like that.
Potentially. I think it's probably still too much.
If you are doing a USA versus World.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good idea.
Just having Canada every other year.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how mad the All-Stars would be if they had to go to Toronto in February every other year?
Well, here's the thing. The last Toronto one was the 2016 one, where it was incredible.
That's true.
It was incredible. We had Kyle... No, I'm not even going to say it. We had Giannis and everyone played great defense. I was about to say we had Kyle Lowry taking charges, and I'm like, do I really miss that?
Don't say that is a good thing. No.
Yeah, do I really miss that? I really don't.
I hope you don't.
But we had actual tense basketball. Like, they were my thing about All-Star is I think they had it. They had it. They had it with the captains, with the draft, and doing the target score. Target score
in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
That's the best use. The full game target score, I don't like. Does not feel natural. Weird. Yeah.
And it's like you get a quarter of actually good basketball. You have guys in there who want to try. Giannis, I think if he would have played, would have helped a lot because he sets the tone.
Wemby's the new one.
He's the new one. He loves to go hard. He likes to play hard. Jaren Jackson was actually playing defense.
Mobley was getting to the rim a bunch.
Yeah, he said he was going to play full court, but he said it to someone where you say a lot of things.
He said Taylor Rooks?
He did. And then he did not pick up full
She's going to be on all the broadcasts now?
Yeah, she's going to be on the Amazon show.
Yeah. Well, she's out, she was doing coach interviews, and I was waiting for, Bud to just be like, I think we're going to win 5 straight titles. Did you see the screen grab where his unfortunate head and eye tilt for Bud?
That's just the way Bud looks, man.
I know. I don't think that's what it was, but very, very funny stuff. Taylor Rooks is a great interview. I could, though, see, Taylor Jenkins, who's probably never spoken on national TV in his life, just I think we're running off back-to-back final sweeps from here, Taylor.
Has to be done. It's guaranteed.
Yeah, guaranteed. What did Jalen say? They're going to win 5 titles or something?
He said, by the time he's 28 or something, he's going to have 5 titles.
We're going to win 2 one year.
No, he's had to win 5 in 1 year. He got 1, so it's
Well, no, but even when he said it, I'm going to win 2 titles in the next year and then 1 title after that, and it'll be easy. COVID rescheduling,
Yeah. Makeup games, all that.
Yeah. But here's
Joe
my take
Johnson
on the
playing
USA
games for us
versus
during
World.
COVID. It counts as a title.
What a legend. They should pay tribute to him at some All-Star game because every NBA player ever loves and is in awe of Joe Johnson. You listen to any NBA player talk about Joe Johnson, they're just like, that guy could hoop.
He could.
I think the U.S. is a little afraid, and the NBA is a little afraid of the USA versus World All-Star game.
Oh, they should be because they'd lose.
I will say this, the great equalizer, Nikola Jokic is just god-awful in every All-Star game.
He's making them passes, though.
If he sucks in them, though.
Yeah.
His shots never go in. He obviously never plays any defense, even more than usual, so he gets out on the perimeter. It was honestly incredible to me that Wemby's team even made the final because Joker was a huge net. He always is. Joker and Luka are so lazy at these things, they've created an anti-Euro rep for these competitions, whereas I'm pretty sure it's just them.
Yeah, so here's what the rosters would be. If it was this year, they did USA versus World. So that for the U.S., it'd be Jaylen Brown, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum, Anthony Davis. I guess, AD and LeBron didn't play. You'd have Brunson, you'd have Cade, Ant, Garland, Hero, Jaren, Mobley, Jalen Williams. And then for the world, you'd have Shea, Jokic, Şengün, Siakam, Towns, Wemby, Giannis. And I guess the U.S. would also have Trey and Mitchell.
Yeah, I mean, the USA team is deeper. That's always been the thing.
It's deeper, but here's the thing. Like, the rosters would be more even if it was a USA.
Did you say Wemby?
Yes.
So that's like just the world starters of. I mean, there's even if you bring the same amount of each, the USA team will be a bit deeper. I think with legit stars. And
but you're missing Luka.
That's part. Well, that's if you get everyone to show up and try, which is a stretch. A starting five of like Shea, Luka, Giannis, Wemby, Embiid or something like is absolutely insane.
That's just first team All NBA.
Yeah, it's pretty much just first team All NBA. So I think they could definitely win. It all depends on effort. And then their bench is what, like Gobert. Do they have enough guards? Siakam, Jamal Murray. They kind of run out of players.
Cat.
Jokic. Yeah, I put him in the starters.
You put Embiid.
I put Embiid. Oh, yeah, it'd be Jokic and Embiid on the bench. You're right. Yeah. Would Embiid play for the U.S. team now?
Oh, yeah, he might.
I don't know how they would do that. That's a little awkward, I guess.
Yeah. Şengün in there.
Yeah, a lot of bigs.
Sabonis.
A lot of bigs. Hey, size wins. That's what the Bucks are trying to do. That's true.
Yeah, the guard depth is a little shaky. You could have, I don't know, Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, I mean, Jamal Murray could get there.
But Ty, then what else will Nuggets fans say about All-Star appearances?
Who cares?
Yeah, honestly, I'm checked out. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm out of all the debates now. Yeah, it could be fun. I agree with you, though. I mean, draft the teams, or even just do East versus West again, and the games were fine. I don't know why I thought these games were fine too. I just think it was a little clunky, and it was like a little difficult to figure out. You need to
do full games. You can't do these 40 games. You can't do this. Like the tournament, I think was fine. You have to make the games longer, or you just have to go back to one game.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's not enough basketball. There's this minute. I've been referencing this minutes breakdown that I should actually say what the minutes are. So this is for in the NBA Reddit. This is from Forget Chain. Sure.
Honestly, a much safer username than you expect from the average Reddit user.
Yeah. So we had intro with ads, 30 minutes. This is for the full 3-hour broadcast.
Yeah.
We had pregame talk, 10 minutes. Game 1, Kenny versus Chuck, 12 minutes. The Mr. Beast Challenge, 5 minutes.
And that's not even, this isn't like, to be clear, I know sometimes you see these things about football, right? Like, there's 5 minutes of football in the NFL broadcast. That's like without even counting commercials. Because they threw the commercial during the game, right? Like, he's just counting like, we're talking
the
about
even stoppages in play and free throws. Yeah, 12 minutes. The Mr. Beast Challenge, 5 minutes. Then we had Shaq versus the Rising Stars, 16 minutes. Hey, look at that. That's a lot. A music performance, 6 minutes. The Inside the NBA tribute, 9 minutes. Almost as big as the first game, by the way.
Yeah.
Then we had Game 3, Chuck versus Shaq, 14 minutes. Post-game, 6 minutes. The analyst desk / game intro / segments total is 22 minutes. And then ads, total, commercial, 80 minutes.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
It's just bad. And I think they're like skipping and undercounting. Like, I would like to see how many minutes was the pre-games with Kevin Hart for each game. Because it felt like a substantial, excruciatingly long.
I think that's counted in the game intros.
Oh, was that for all of them?
Yeah, analyst desk / game intros / segments total.
Oh, but they didn't break it out. They just did the okay. Yeah. I see. It's just way too long, for sure. You mentioned fixes. Just get rid of all that crap. If you want to do a music person, you can do that. That's fine. Do it between games. Ideally,
I guess. Did. I didn't hate the music.
No, that was fine. They did it after the first two, right? So then you kind of give everyone a break before the final game. Like that, sure, that makes sense.
It's like halftime.
Yeah. But then doing halftime in the individual games became way too much.
Crazy. Just such bad pacing. Like, I don't even know if this is the NBA's fault. Is it TNT's fault? I don't know.
It's some mix. I mean, I think they both have some culpability for sure.
Yeah. So our solutions would be cut down on all the BS.
All the pregame, all the extra people in the booth. Like I don't think people care as much about Shaq and Chuck as they think. I know people talk about those guys a lot. I think they're just like entertaining in their current roles. I don't think that means like they should be out here picking, these teams, and we don't care about their banter between the games. Like it's just like they're like so obsessed with these couple of NBA personalities they have on the network. It's all we get. It's literally all they talk about.
100%.
So get rid of all that.
And I don't get it. Like who again? Like I want to see the metrics that they're basing this off of, because it's not like they might be idiots, but like they're doing things for a reason. I
mean, how cool would it have been if like the actual players got to draft the teams and then interview them between the games?
Like they used to.
But even if you want to do it with the 4 guys, like the top 2 from each conference or who top 4 overall, right? Like, okay, you guys get to draft your teams, and we'll do the draft that day when we know who won,
do you
right?
How
or the day before.
The draft was?
The draft was great. They got turned off because of the freaking Katie Harden thing, which wasn't even like, honestly, there were probably at least 5 moments on this broadcast on Sunday cringier than KD not picking Harden.
And
they
that
honestly
was funny.
Played it off well.
That was genuinely
it was funny. Like LeBron was such a ham about it. That was good content.
It was great. People loved that, and the NBA saw that and were like, we got to change it.
Yeah, that and Gobert always being last otherwise.
Good, honestly.
The single funniest moment from that Harden thing was Katie saying, "Oh,
I need some size.
We need some size," and LeBron just loses it. It's very good.
I think I need some size on my team, so I'm going to go with Rudy Gobert.
They need to go back to that for sure.
Yeah, they hated because it was just Giannis and LeBron every year.
Yeah, but now what would have been this year? Jokic and Giannis?
It would have been Jokic and Giannis.
Okay, now I see that's a disaster too for the NBA.
Yeah, like I get having
just
LeBron
up there. Jokic just going in like alphabetical order. I don't care.
Yeah, maybe I get that.
That's an issue. Like, is he going to be?
How about the NBA picks captains? Like for like Giannis gets to, but if they want to take Jokic out, or they can say, "Hey, Jokic wanted LeBron to do it."
If there's 4, you're going to get some pretty good options. Most of the top players are very entertaining.
Yeah.
Jokic made fun of Wemby for bringing a book to the locker room.
And again, like he can be funny. Like
he can.
Like, put him up there,
wants to. Let him do the draft from horseback.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be into it.
Maybe. I mean, are we getting his horses? Are we putting him in Serbia to do this? Just to come back? I assume
he's got horses stateside too. No, if you put him in Serbia, he's not coming back.
That's the thing.
Not for the All-Star game. So you can't. That's way too risky. I'm sure he's got horses in Denver.
Weird VR setup that's like controlling like this like robot or something in the game.
Take the Boston Dynamics robot. Shaq walked out. Everything Shaq did was cringe.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that we don't have to be forced to see Shaq just be mad at everything.
He's gonna find a way.
Ugh. I hate it.
Yeah. Anyway, so Dame, or do you have other fixes? I mean, I think honestly it's simple. Just make it more about the basketball.
Yeah, just make it more about the basketball, because the basketball was fine. I didn't have a real issue with the basketball.
Do you think they should get rid of the dunk contest?
I think they should just have pro dunkers in it.
I disagree, because I think I don't want to watch Dude Perfect or whatever. Like I want to see the NBA players. To me, then you're just a YouTube channel at that point. I think it should be like made if sold. Like Josh will do it. Like if John Ant say they'll do it, we hold the dunk contest. If we're going to hold the dunk contest, it's like, okay, we either have to give Mac McClung $1 million to make him do it again, and then fill it up with basically G League players and rookies, which is what they did this year. Then say, you know what, we're doing horse instead.
Yeah,
like
I still like your horse idea.
Have it be a rotating spot, or just like every other year. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna gather commitments to dunk on a 2-year cycle, and we feel good about getting real players to do it. And I don't know, or maybe it just depends who will do it that year, something. But maybe just be more fluid with the events. Just go to Sprite or whoever, Starry, and be like, you're gonna get something. It'll be on Saturday night. let us make it a better event. I feel like Starry would
do it
okay.
like Rob Pelinka and Nico Harrison talking to Danny Ainge. You're getting Hood Schifino, and
just be excited about it.
You're part of
coming.
something.
Yeah, something's going down. I think they should do it that way versus like, okay, like next year it's going to be like AJ Johnson, welcome to the dunk contest. Like it does lose some luster. But if we didn't have any tie to AJ Johnson, though, it would be like, okay, I saw people like, who is Andre Jackson Jr.? And I was like, yeah, I kind of get it. Even I was like, do we know this guy? Yeah,
it's kind of embarrassing.
Stephon Castle, like they got a little lucky. He kind of heated up like the weeks beforehand, but
I'll say his dunk.
He was really good.
The most underappreciated dunk was him like having the ball come through the basket, then going between the legs. That was good.
That wasn't even the one he got a 50 on, right? It was his last one where he like the behind the back one, I think.
Was it?
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
But yeah, it was tough for him because he got so outshined by McClung, who is just like a god tier dunk contest guy. Yeah,
I can't even be mad because he's good.
He's amazing as like a physical dunker, and he's got the right kind of showmanship.
Yeah, he knows how to play to the crowd. He knows how to get the props stuff, involved.
All the props, all the different gimmicks. Like he knows what it is.
Yeah,
it is not a skill competition.
I think the dunk contest is at its best when it has like these gimmicks and these props.
Pageantry. It's a pageant.
Like think of Jeremy Evans just dunking over like a portrait that is just covered, and then he unveils the portrait, and it's a hand he painted himself doing that dunk. Like that's awesome. Yeah. Gerald Green blowing out a candle because it was his birthday.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Like the classic, like put the change on the backboard or whatever. Like that kind of, like that's the old
Dwight Howard putting a sticker on the top corner.
Yeah.
Do stuff like that. This dunk contest was so bad, it had me reminiscing about Pat.
Yeah. Pat, see, I posted this, was like, if you told someone, look at this Bucks roster, who's the best dunk contest participant of all time on this Bucks roster, nobody would guess Pat, but it was him by a mile.
It's him by a crazy mile.
Because he had Yelich do one, right? Like he had a lot more fun. He did
the double MVP dunk where he had Yelich and Giannis out there.
See, that's what Ajax was.
He was dressed in the white man can't jump stuff.
Had no fun with it. I didn't have a special jersey on. Didn't have any props. Like you'd have to be the most insane athlete.
He's
ever.
on the team.
Yeah.
Just Pat. Maybe this is Pat's fault. Pat, coach this guy up.
Yeah, I mean somebody had to.
Maybe he's just not charismatic.
Yeah. Action Jackson. I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Also, we're being forced upon Action Jackson. I'm sorry to Marcus. I'm sorry to Vince. But Action Jackson is forced.
I say it when he does well. But I don't think it's not an every reference nickname.
No.
Yeah, that was rough. I almost think they should do it like a cooking show. Like, all right, everyone has to use this prop.
Oh yes, that would. I was like, where are you going with this?
Like when they're like, all right, you got to make a souffle, but you have to use this fish head. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to do something. You got to incorporate this somehow.
All right, here's Jesser. You need to poster him.
I could, honestly. I don't mind Jesser. He didn't do anything wrong.
Well, a lot of people were like, why are they letting Jesser judge? I'm like, he's not. He just sits there.
Yeah, he's the representative.
Yeah. He's just a guy who sits there. Like, they gave Jesser a vote. The NBA is dead. Like, he doesn't. He's just.
Did you see the Mr. Beast challenge?
Yeah, I mean, that's the Jesser thing was like the least of our problems.
Like, just do something. Here's the thing: if you did it that way, because this is theoretically these dunkers with time to prep, and you give them no time to prep, they're just gonna like, they might not even dunk. I mean, they don't even dunk now.
Yeah, there's a lot of missed dunks. That's the other thing about Mac McClung is I think his first one he had like a couple of issues. The guy was. I was like, your job is to hold the basketball. You're not doing it right when they tell you exactly where to hold it. Like,
who is that guy, too?
Just some skinny guy that they know, I think. But Mac, I think his last three, he did them all first try.
Yep.
Like, he's just a machine.
Because he probably practiced.
I was asked before the car dunk, what if he hurts himself?
I was also asked that.
I said, well, then the Osceola Magic are out of luck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
The Magic might
goes all out.
They might open up a two-way slot.
He has made more money. He's not even a two-way, is he?
He is.
Or maybe he is. He is a two-way.
Yeah.
He's now made more money from dunk contest winnings than on NBA deals.
He did last year.
Wow. Yeah, I saw some people posting like it's unfair to Mac like exploiting his labor. I was like,
I think he likes this.
Of course he likes this. He's made $300,000 dunking on national television.
Yeah, he's made 310 in dunk contests. He's made 132 in his NBA career.
Like, you're trying too hard to like be a white knight if you're like Mac McClung is being exploited. He just dunks, man. He gets to be a famous, well-paid dunker.
I think he wants to do it.
I mean, yeah, they're not. You think Adam Silver's putting a Glock to his head? Like you're dunking, Mac. I'm not letting you play.
If Adam Silver had the power to do that, he would do it for better players.
John Morant. Well, don't do that to John Morant.
Don't do it to John. Adam, you're getting outgunned here. It's Adam tries to do that, man. Then it's that Denzel equalizer gift.
I'm just thinking of all the crazy different like John dunks that he could do now.
Instead of having a lob, he's gonna shoot the basket.
No, it's like it's like tied to a string to the rafters, like when they do like old medieval movies. We have to like shoot an arrow through like the rope that's like for hanging somebody, and then he dunks it. That'd actually be sick if he did that.
It's never gonna be allowed. Can you imagine? I want to cam on Adam Silver's jaw pulls out a gun during the dunk contest.
Depends what state it's in.
I don't think any state you can shoot into a crowd.
Probably could. If it's in Dallas or San Antonio or Houston,
you might be.
You probably could. And that's a lot. That's a tenth of the teams.
That's a good point, man.
Yeah. Utah, you probably could. Oh. Where is All-Star? Let's see. What are the upcoming All-Star weekends?
It's in Phoenix next year, right?
Probably a no-go. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Kind of a crazy place.
Is it not in Phoenix?
I don't know. Oh, here, future locations.
It's in the Intuit Dome.
Oh, yeah. Can't do it in California. Then it's Phoenix in 27.
Oh, okay. So then Giannis is trying to take away from Phoenix? He's like, 2027 should be in Rio? He's like,
yeah,
I'm not going to Phoenix.
I've done enough winning in Phoenix, he said.
Yeah. Nothing can top the value that I've done there.
Yeah.
Host it in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting robbed of one.
I think it's just not a big enough city.
We're supposed to get one for Fiserv, and it just never happened.
I was going to say, it's not a big enough city. It was in Indy last year.
Yeah.
Like, they can host it anywhere.
Indy does host a lot of stuff.
That is fair. They got the 500. They got college football. Yeah. That's fair. But also,
if Green Bay can do the NFL draft, I think Milwaukee can do the All-Star game.
Yeah. I think they need more hotels.
Put them in Green Bay.
Put the All-Star game in Green Bay?
Well, put some people there.
Have them do the 2-hour commute.
Yeah. Put the unimportant people there. Jesser can drive.
No, I was going to say put us up there. Like, I don't live in Milwaukee.
Yeah, we're both closer than that, Rohan. You giving up your place to make this happen?
Hey, listen, if I can make some money off that, maybe.
Kevin Durant gets Rohan's place.
Yeah, KD, you're welcome here.
I'm just imagining you like walk in your place and just KD is just tweeting. I don't know what else he does.
And you know what? That's fine.
LeBron's in there playing Madden.
Yeah. He's at my desk just locked in.
Yeah. Apparently that's all he does.
Yeah. That's how you get to be one of the top 25 players in the world or whatever he is.
Just an insane thing.
Do you believe that?
Yeah, I do. I've heard it's legit.
No, I think it is actually legit.
I've seen ranked people post that they played him and lost to him.
Yeah.
Because he has like a LeBron-ish username.
It's like GOAT 23 or something.
It's like kid from Akron, something like that. Yeah, and he plays as the Ravens, which is like a cheese team, so you know he's serious.
Mm-hmm. LeBron, I'm trying to look up what his username is because it was really funny.
Yeah,
it's strive the letter 4 G8 NIS 23.
Yeah. So he posted. When did he post this? At one point, last year, almost exactly a year ago, he was 500 and 107 on Madden.
That's insane.
So 82.4% win percentage, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah. Strive for Greatness 23 is crazy.
Hilarious username.
It's not even Strive for Greatness, it's Strive for Gateness. Because there's no R.
He's not going to pay to take over a better name. Yeah, he posted, when was this? In October, he became a top 100 player.
Wow. Good for LeBron.
Yeah,
he's a billionaire, but he's, also obsessed with Madden.
I mean, yeah, he's got this in basketball, and I guess raising a family is all that he does.
And
I mean, his kids
he's a producer.
Yeah, well, I imagine that's pretty hands off.
Yeah, he shows up to the shop every now and then.
Yeah,
I guess it is pretty hands off.
Yeah.
We never talked about Dame in the actual game.
No, I know, we did it again. So yeah, Dame in the first game was great. Led the winning team when he beat the Rising Stars, or they beat. It was pretty close, actually. I will say the Rising Stars were disappointing to me. They kept the game close, but they played the least defense out of all the teams.
It was crazy. Try.
Yeah, I think they got the OGs to play harder, though. That was Dame's team. So it was him, Steph, KD, Harden, Tatum, Kyrie, and Jalen. And then AD and LeBron didn't play. But Dame had 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 offensive, also forced a jump ball. I said he played power forward.
And he won the jump ball.
He won the jump ball. Had 2 assists and a steal, and hit the game-winning 3. And then only played 2 minutes, 40 seconds in the final, although he was a plus 10, recorded 1 assist. Did you see I had a little scoop out of this?
I did not.
Well, I didn't have it. But I posted, Dame led his team in scoring, hit the game winner in the semis, and then got less than 3 minutes in the final. Make it make sense? A lot of people, random people, were like, they wanted Curry to be the golden boy, blah, blah, blah. I think Curry did win the MVP.
He did.
He pretty much just chucked shots the whole time, but it was in the Bay, so it made sense. Nate Jones, at Jones in the NBA, formerly Dame's agent, now runs a business with Dame, insoles, move insoles, and does other things with Dame, presumably, said simply, minutes restriction due to the hammy.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so they didn't want to run him too hard, although, I mean, what did he play in the first game? And he played a lot, 8.5 minutes, so I guess he was at like a 12-minute restriction or something. I don't know. It was also a long layoff, so maybe he just didn't want to go
And
too
he did
hard.
the three-point contest.
Yeah. It's not something I would not be worried about going forward, but yeah, I guess, I mean, who cares, right?
Yeah. I don't, he was never going to win MVP again. I mean, he might have. He could have.
I mean, he was on track after the first game.
Yeah. Could have gone back-to-back. But it's I think he's at a point where he's done all these All-Star accolades. He's won the three-point contest multiple times. He's won All-Star Game MVP. He's almost a 10-time All-Star. Hopefully next year he can be 10 if he doesn't retire.
Yeah.
I think he's okay with where he's at. He's done a lot of stuff around the Bay and Oakland this week.
Yeah.
I think he's okay.
After the Mr. Beast thing, the NBA announced they donated $100K to 2 of his charities, which I guess that was his role in doing that, which was nice. But the new scholarship fund, so he has set up for, is it Oakland kids going to a university in Portland, I think?
Sure.
It's you're combined as 2 cities before Milwaukee, and then he has another fund. So I think that was his role in doing the Mr. Beast thing. Was he also got $100K, but went to his charities, which was nice.
It could have just it would have been funny if they just gave him $100K. The Mr. Beast challenge would have been so much funnier if it was Dame for getting the $100K versus charity.
Well, that's why I asked, what is the scenario here? Dame is just stealing $100K from a person who needs it?
Yeah, just a random kid who said he wants to pay for college.
Just Dame's too damn bad.
What's the good outcome there?
Imagine Dame nails 3 in a row and just Dame times in the guy's face, just emotes.
Makes him cry.
Jumps into money.
You're never going to college.
I'm taking $100K from your account too.
Yeah. You're in debt to me now. Jaron.
People love the kid's name was Jaron.
It was kind of funny.
Yeah, it's just not a name. I was like, is this kid a plant or what?
I don't know. That's the thing. They were just like, Mr. Beast was like, hey, Nolan, get this random kid. Oh, he's already down here? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Although you
And
think
he could shoot from the logo? Like,
well, not well, but yeah.
He made it!
On like his 10th try.
Are you telling me in 10 attempts you could make a logo NBA shot?
I'd have probably a similar shot as that guy, yeah.
Fair.
I'm taking a lot of half quarters, just dicking around.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm not saying I'm great at it, but I mean 10%.
Yeah, maybe.
I just mean if it was like truly a ringer, I think probably hits it in like the first 3. Like a mascot can do it every time. Yeah. Not every time, but Bango does it like more than 50% of the time.
Yeah, Dame was kind of selling on purpose.
Yeah, I think so.
Because it's like
good guy, Dame.
Yeah, great guy, Dame. I love how he's just in his sweatpants too.
Yeah, just not going that hard. I thought Dame had a solid, not great 3-point showing and a good All-Star game showing and seemed like a nice guy at this thing. Giannis kind of stole the show despite not playing. So overall, a good All-Star weekend for the Bucks. Giannis, Ajax, yeah, he was there too.
He didn't come last.
At least he got to do it. Didn't come last, so that's that. And now just time off, which is great.
Second highest performing dunk contest performance by a Buck in the last 20 years. Did
he do better than Giannis?
Because Giannis came last.
Oh, yeah, in that sense, yeah. And I think the scoring wasn't always as generous.
It was not.
Yeah.
It was not as inflated as it is now. No dunk gets you a 40. Crazy. I think that might be the worst part. No, it wasn't the worst part.
No, but it did feel stupid, though.
Yeah. It's like, oh, he tried. Okay, cool. It's a dunk contest. You should be able to dunk. Remember that guy who made a layup? Who was that?
Well, who was it? Was it like CJ or Redick who kept making long twos in the 3-point contest?
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
I do.
That was now they have a ref who stands there like signaling every single one, which looks ridiculous if you focus on him.
Which I do.
I did, yeah. I was just like, wow, that guy's just really locked in. Good for him.
Yep. I feel bad for the refs who have to play the All-Star game. I love that. I think the funniest part of All-Star game was when it was the final and they were trying to get the game-winning shot and Steph had an 8-second violation. I think that was genuinely funny. That
was hilarious. Jokic played it up because he was the one guarding him. I thought it was also funny. They just refused to call anything for the rest of the games.
Yep.
Everyone was getting on, KD with the clearest foul you'll ever see on his elbow. They're just play on.
Do you really want free throws?
Yeah, the refs were like, we want to go home.
Yeah. We gotta make room for this Mr. Beast challenge and all of these ads.
We
can't have actual basketball, guys.
We have 18 more commercials here.
Yeah, we need these ad times.
Yeah.
Crazy. What a terrible All-Star weekend.
Hopefully with someone else with the media rights next year, it'll be
Who has it next year?
I don't know.
Is it NBC?
I mean, I assume it's not TNT unless it's the only NBA thing they're doing next year.
They don't have anything.
Yeah.
So I hope it's not ESPN.
I mean, they would be better than this too.
Would they? I guess. I almost find TNT games more palatable than ESPN games. So having this be
NBC.
The TNT. Oh, good. Honestly, because having if it's a TNT game or an ESPN game, I prefer a TNT game. And if this is the TNT version of the All-Star game, I do not want to see what the ESPN version of the All-Star game would be.
The counterpoint is I just feel like ESPN has less people. So they don't have as many people to throw at you.
That's fair. And some of the when you go down, it's actually better. I was gonna say eventually you're gonna get to Wilbon or something, and it's I don't care about Wilbon. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Tim McMahon's gonna just make something up.
The last time anyone besides TNT had it was 2002, and it was also NBC.
Oh, wow.
So the first time in 24 years, it'll be on network television.
Good for, you know what? I hope they do an incredible job.
Yeah. It was Marv Albert, Bill Walton, and Steve Jones.
Wow. And it's going to be Reggie Miller. He's going to transfer over, I think. And again, I didn't mind Reggie Miller. So I think it's okay.
Oh my God.
I look shocked. He just found something out.
Just notes on Wikipedia on the page for the All-Star broadcast rights. For the 2001-2002 NBC studio team consisted of Ahmad Rashad and Hannah Storm, with former 76ers owner Pat Croce, the returning Mike Fratello, and former player Jason Williams. The tandem stayed together through the 2002 All-Star Game. During the week between the All-Star Game and NBC's next scheduled telecast, Williams was arrested after shooting and killing his limousine driver.
Oh my God! Wait, what? Jason Williams killed a guy?
No, not that one. Jayson.
Who's
not
that?
White Chocolate. A different NBA
God,
player.
I thought White Chocolate killed someone.
No. He was a one-time All-Star.
Who is this? Oh my God, I've never heard of this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he was just sentenced 6 days ago.
Wow.
What? He was literally sentenced last week to 5 years in prison. No, this is not from 6 days ago.
I was going to say.
This Google sucks, man.
Anyway. Sorry, not White Chocolate, to be clear. I realize that was confusing now. But anyway.
Oh, this was in 2020. He was sentenced to 5 years for a fatal shooting. But November 15th, Oak Tree Solutions, PA and venture consulting firm, names former NBA All-Star Jason Williams as managing director of sports ventures. So I guess he's out of jail?
I don't know.
Or he's working... No, he's out. Okay.
Yeah, he did 27 months. He was released in 2012.
2012?
Yeah. I mean, this happened a long time ago.
Oh. What is... Essence.com is lying to me.
Yeah. It's all on Wiki.
Okay. I should have just gone there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I learned something new. I thought White Chocolate killed someone. I was like, oh my God.
No, different guy. But yeah, hopefully no more dark twists in the All-Star Game broadcast, and we just get an entertaining game.
Reggie Miller, no.
God. Allegedly. Just throw the word allegedly out there to be safe.
Allegedly.
Alleged hypothetical.
Yeah. No, Reggie did not actually do anything. Don't worry.
No.
Oh, man.
Yeah, not allegedly, actually.
Yeah, no, he didn't. I mean, I don't know. But, I'm just going to assume he didn't do it. I'm just digging myself in a hole.
Rohan's like, I'm not going to say he didn't, for sure.
I don't know. I'm gonna have the working assumption that he didn't.
Let's go to his wiki and make sure.
That's crazy, though, in between All-Star games.
Yeah, they cut him from the broadcast team.
I think that's literally the least you can do.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Not seeing any of this on Reggie's page.
Poor Reggie, I just said his name and now we're talking. You try to figure out if he killed him.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, that's good. Shout out Reggie. I guess for not killing someone? I don't know, man.
He almost joined the Celtics in 2007 at 42.
Reggie Miller?
Yeah.
Huh.
I learned that from this. That's a much better insight to learn.
Yes.
In 2020, he was voted onto the USA Cycling Board of Directors.
Cycling?
Yeah, just a guy who stays busy.
Oh, good for Reggie.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're turning this into a positive Reggie spin. Even though nothing was ever negative?
Yeah, it's just good to, this is probably the best Reggie Miller has been treated on any podcast in a long time. So
starting up by saying, did you kill a guy? No.
Well, no, we complimented him earlier, too, remember?
Yeah, we did. We said he was a highlight of the broadcasting team for All-Star Weekend. I think I'm just digging myself in trouble. I'm going to get a call, aren't I?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Reggie, I love you.
The other Jason Williams also has no such controversies.
Good. Okay.
Just to make that one clear as well.
Okay.
Also, cannabis use not on the same level.
Not even a little bit. What are we even talking about here?
I just said no. I didn't. I said no controversies.
Yeah, no, that's not controversy.
Couple controversies. Well, he got suspended.
That's true.
Oh! Racial slurs.
Oh no! White chocolate. No.
Oh, allegedly.
Oh no! How is this the end of our podcast? What happened?
I don't know. End it now.
Okay.
This is
Well,
I don't know where else we're going.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Make sure you subscribe. Check out Prize Picks. They're good friends. I feel like I'm gonna get myself in trouble with whatever I say, so I'm gonna say bye, Random. Talk to you next time.